You're not going to want to miss next. What's happening?
We're gonna see how blockchain can really change and empower Indonesia in the right way. Our panelists and moderator today, they're really great. They have a lot of experience. They collaborate with so many businesses, government, and they have Indonesia in their heart. So please, let's give a big round of applause for Indoverse. Let's come on stage.
Indoverse 2030.
Thank you, Sim.
Thank you for everybody being here. My name is Sim, like a SIM card in a phone, or an Indonesian driver's license, or like a Sim. You guys ever play the game The Sims? Right? I'm like a Sim, but I'm real though. I actually exist. I'm one of the founders of Indoverse 2030, and what we noticed is when it comes to this blockchain Web3 metaverse space, it's all in the air, right? So we want to realize it and we want to ground it and we want to bring it to something here so we can see the impact here. So first of all, I just want to thank Pak Jerry Sambuaga, the Deputy Minister of Trade, for working with us and supporting us in this process, the Ministry of ICT, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Agriculture, for all coming together to allow us to be able to implement these technologies in Indonesia in a way that creates real change on the ground in a fantastical way. So today we're going to discuss how that happens. And unlike a lot of the things that you hear, these aren't ideas. We're actually doing it live today. So before we get into that, I'd love to just go around and do an introduction with everybody. Please, you want to start? Yes, sir?
Okay. Yeah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks all. My name is Sabdo and I'm from 5 Harvard's All. So basically, we are like a metaverse who combine a meta world with the real world because we're doing real farm in the real land as
Amazing.
our liquidity, as our NFT and our map in game.
So you're bringing real farms
Yeah.
into the metaverse, into the blockchain. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that. So we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Please.
So my name is Lisen, and I am the founder of Sumati Concept, partnering with some of these guys into this project as well. And Sumati Concept is an impact organization, and we incubate other amazing projects as well that all create real value to societies, to communities, and to the environment. And we're also building out infrastructure and places that can also actually implement and are proof of concepts to these projects. And the underlining to all of them is blockchain.
Amazing. We got farms, we got real places and incubators. Please.
My name is Yog. I love my mom's food.
You love your mom's food?
Yeah.
Man, I love your mom's food too.
Everyone almost, right?
I mean, Indians, we got to come together for mom's food, you know? Like,
And grandma's food as well. So I created a secret page for my mom's food to be rated. So I always open and give 5-star whenever I eat.
you can,
And only she can see it. It's amazing that we are not appreciating these little things mom and grandma puts effort in. And this is not only one individual. As a collective community, we are not appreciating the farmers as well. How many times you know who has actually grown of your food?
never.
We have seen ratings like Michelin star restaurants, but there is no Michelin star for farmers. So I'm working on this project called Farmsent, where we're going to give a lot more income stream for the farmers so they can lead a better life, and in turn they can ensure our food security.
That is amazing. Thank you so much.
I love it. I'm Gozian. Assalamualaikum. Om Swastiastu. Selamat sore semuanya teman-teman. So I just realized I left my country 10 years ago, left my root, and then see the difference of Western culture and our culture, right? So now I'm one of the founder of Indoverse 2030, and I realize our job is actually really connecting this brilliant talent from around the world and connecting with the culture of Indonesia, connecting with the ancient wisdom of Indonesia, and our land and our heritage where it can be synchronized, like the roots and the tree becoming together. So that's basically my job, our job in Indoverse 2030.
Amazing.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cleveland, of course, as Sim has just let you know. I'm here on behalf of the Sumati Concept, also Farmsent, also 5-0 Harvest. All of the projects that we are focused on at the moment are projects of impact. We want to make sure that we are bringing immediate value into people's lives using the technologies that we've been given. From our outreach to local communities, also to advising the Indonesian government on various topics. And then, as I mentioned, through our incubator, which we use to provide various projects with the resources and investment that's needed. This is how we are currently operating in the metaverse blockchain space.
So this is something interesting, right? Like a lot of people think this metaverse, blockchain, Web3 space, it's all on computers, right? Like, where's Bitcoin? It's on some computer somewhere. Where's Solana? It's on some computer somewhere. So we're just buying a bunch of coins that are entries, digital entries in a ledger somewhere, and we just trust it, and we think that's how value is created. That's not value. That's us putting trust in the fact that they'll save our money. Okay, that's valuable. But you know what's valuable? Real estate is valuable. Farms are valuable. Mom's food, man, mom's food is valuable. Seriously, there's not enough money in the world to buy mom's food. You literally can't buy mom's food.
We should create that project now.
Yeah, we're creating a token. It's called mom's
on
food.
blockchain.
Mom's food
chain.
token. Okay? No, but it's seriously, like, our goal in these next 5 years is to realize these things and bring the value that exists in the real physical world, connect it with the best parts of technology, and allow that to be an investment vehicle, right? Because when a sovereign wealth fund wants to invest money into a project, they're not going to invest in XYZ token or some fantastical digital product that we've created until they see how many people's lives it changes. How many kids does it feed? How many people does it employ? How many lives does it change? So we are here to change that whole process. And I want to just dive down deeper into that a little bit more, please.
And yes, as we've mentioned, instead of people serving systems, we can now have systems that serve people. I think this is the pace that we're getting to.
Beautiful.
Now. Yes.
That is beautiful. Instead of people serving systems, now systems shall serve people. Amazing. So let's just diving into that. I'll start with Sabdo. Can you please explain how 5harvest creates real impact in real people's lives?
Okay, so basically what we're thinking about, the metaverse need to have impact in the real world. Like, so how we create this world, first of all is the farmer itself. In Indonesia, farmers is at the lowest level of prosperity. They're very poor. So we just create an NFT based on their land, and then when we get the money from the NFT, we give them the fund with zero interest.
Amazing.
And after they have the yield, we buy it from them and still have the sharing profit for that. So that's what we're doing.
So you're solving a bunch of problems, right? Because right now, what people don't understand is farmers don't have money all year round. Farmers only have money when there's a harvest, right? So when there's not a harvest, they have to go to a loan shark, borrow money at a very high interest rate that keeps them in debt, so that they can feed their kids. So with 5harvest, we are taking farm productivity and turning it into an NFT. When somebody buys the NFT, that money goes directly to the farmer, no debt, no interest, right? Then the investor gets the farm productivity. So the next cycle, the money that gets made, some of that money goes back to the investor makes a return, and the farmer gets money today without any kind of debt. Now that's real impact.
Yeah, and let me give you added value. This is the real problem. So basically, in Indonesia farm, the most problem is the fund from the farmer, the market, and the last is, if you don't realize, in Indonesia, each year, land for plantation food it's become less and less.
Yep.
They change to become a property or maybe tourism attractivity. So 5 Harvest want to create the farm become a wealth, and so they don't sell their land. So the land for food is still get a land for a food, not become a property.
And the farmer keeps owning the land,
Yeah.
right? So you
Because
never
we
take
only
the
selling the
land from the
productivity.
farmer.
We're
Yeah.
not selling the land actually.
So that means the wealth of Indonesia, the lands themselves, stay in
Yes.
Indonesian hands. Foreign capital can come in and support food production without
Yes.
debt, and investors make a return. That's genius.
Yeah.
Right, so that's how to think about these technologies. We take these technologies and implement them into people's lives in a way that solves real problems. I love that. So now, this is a natural progression. Yog, for you, Farmsent. What does Farmsent do? So now that the food has been produced, what does Farmsent do with that food?
Exactly. Like he's giving liquidity to farmers, and I'm helping the farmers to sell it well. Now, allow me to explain. A $1 coffee here is probably $10 in Dubai, right? So it changes a lot of hands. It goes from one agent to another agent, and then warehouse, cooperative, and so on and so forth. And everybody is adding margin, right? So what happens? Farmer earns less. Consumer thinks that farmer made $12, but actually farmer makes just $1, right? So I thought, like, how about we change this? We make everything transparent, make sure that the farmer finds the right buyer, and farmer cannot obviously make all the $12 or $10, but can make significant portion of that money, right? So if farmer can make $5 or $6, then $1, it increases literally their lifestyle and the way they can farm. It pushes the next generation to farm actually, because now if you notice in Indonesia especially, I believe there are 38.4 million farmers are there, which is 2.5% reduced from 2018, which is alarming. And if this rate continues, then I know Sim was distributing some vitamin pills yesterday. That's going to be norm. We wouldn't get food. We wouldn't get mom's food either. We'll just get vitamin pills and survive. So how we can undo that? Allow the farmer to have more money and then fix things. Yeah, that's what Farmsent is about.
That's amazing. So you take the farm productivity, you ship it to the Middle East. The Middle East needs food security. They're happy on their side. More money goes into the farmers' pockets. Real world
Absolutely.
impact. And all of that's done on the blockchain?
Everything is on blockchain because it adds transparency. So you also see who is adding more margin. So there will be natural competition. And that way, farmer gets benefit. Even those middlemen, there is a bit of a competition. Right now, it is all hidden, hush-hush. No one knows how the trading cycle works. But once it is on blockchain, once it's declared, once it's talked much, then the natural market takes over.
Amazing. And this is the point of blockchain technology, right? It's here to help people do what they do in their lives anyway in a better way. So I love that. Now, this is a beautiful natural progression because these projects and many others are being incubated inside of Sumati Incubator. So could you please, Lisa, describe how Sumati is supporting these visions or just creating impact in people's lives in a real way?
Well, Sumati is in many ways, we're building platforms and spaces, physical spaces, right, to provide people an opportunity to let their voices be heard and them to be seen. That's what Sumati really is. And through the incubator, we're taking on projects that create that real value that Sabdo and Shrusti is talking about, right? But we're also doing it through the partnerships that we have with, say, Bali Blockchain Center, that is working with the universities and the youth so that those voices can be seen and heard as well. If we want to create any kind of change in the world, we need to allow everybody to allow themselves to express their points of views, their perspectives. We've seen for a very long time a singularity in terms of perspectives around the world. And what Sumati is that we're opening the doors to many more. So that the collaborations that we're doing through the global partnerships, through the local partnerships, but also inside of the incubator in itself. So when we see that 5 Harvest O came to us and then Farmsent came to us, and we say that, well, there's a bridge here, and how can these projects actually collaborate? Because not only are we then elevating each other, but we're also creating a much bigger and more global impact as well.
And that's beautiful, right? Like you said, there's been a one-sided conversation when it comes to economics, to development, to finances, to the way society was run. And we now have the opportunity in this reset that's happening in the world to create a way for everybody to collaborate together and a meritocracy of ideas, right? Like you mentioned, the partnership with the city of Denpasar to digitize the city of Denpasar is being run out of Bali Blockchain Center. And it's a government building where we're not only just bringing in the best entrepreneurs to run these incubators and support our projects themselves, we're also educating all of Indonesian talent and putting them in these incubators right next to the best people from across the world so they can learn how to operate at a level that is world class. So that allows anybody to be able to bring their ideas to fruition with our help and learn from the best people on the planet, right? So this is the future of how we want to do it. There's no more people get paid dollars somewhere else and Indonesian rupiah here. Everybody gets paid dollars everywhere, and it turns into a lot of Indonesian rupiah for the people who want it, right? So this is beautiful. Cleveland, would you like to please just add to that?
Well, let's say that many of the CEOs or owners of the companies that are operating in blockchain metaverse spaces, they are not connected enough with the actual people themselves in order to provide solutions at that level. So we don't want to do something else that is very exclusive and just designed to serve 10% of the total population. We want to prescribe more to the other 90%, and make things or approach things from a very inclusive, diverse, empathetic space as well, which I think these are key tenets in doing any business in, the modern environment of things, right? These things have to be considered. We cannot go alone anymore to go fast. We have to go together so we go far, yeah? So I think that this is what's at the core of what we're doing with Sumati and with each of the projects as well.
And I mean, if you want to see diversity, look at this panel. We have pretty much every continent covered. We got all the colors covered, and we all work together. And it's because we all come from a place of heart. We all come from a place of heart and love and care. We care about each other, we care about everyone, we care about the air, we care about the ground, we care about the plants and the ants. Because that's the only way to exist. If we're gonna leave a better world to the future generations, we're not gonna care about where you come from or what your creed is or who you are. If you're good and you want to add value to people's lives, we are here to support you in that mission. Just be one of the change makers. So I absolutely love that.
And in that, I just want to say, not only is the technology changing, but humans are changing as well. It's a chance for us, it's an opportunity for us to evolve. And as we're adding another layer onto, another layer, let's say another layer onto our reality, it gives us the opportunity to correct a lot of the mistakes that have been made. Because now we have this infinitely blank slate that we can use, as I said, in more inclusive, in more diverse, in more empathetic ways. So it's about the technology, yeah, but as Sim is saying, it's more about how the technology applies to, the things that we're used to doing. We're not doing new things, we're doing things in new ways, yes? This is one of Shusti's good ways of putting things.
I want to get a t-shirt made. We're not doing new things, we're doing things in new ways. That's like a haiku or something like that, right? I really love that. All right, last but not least, Gozian, please, can you give us a perspective on how it's creating impact in real world people's lives?
So, in my opinion, there is one of the biggest problem when two parties or people, cultures coming together is the discrepancy between communication, core values, and not understanding each other or misunderstanding because you work in a different way, you work in a different way, I speak with different way, especially like Bule and Indonesian people is like, oh, like I thought I already say yes and then you're doing something else. So Indoverse 2030 is kind of like the bridge and the core and there is like really the soul that's connected everything to make sure there is no miscommunication because we have the core principles, for example, Pancasila that we are following, right? So, and from another culture as well. So we are connecting and empowering through Indoverse 2030 the culture of Indonesia, young talent of Indonesia, and then like having the bridge to connect this culture, ancient wisdom, to the brilliant level of people around the world. So Innoverse 2030 is kind of like initiative also. It's not only a project that invite people like you guys that love Indonesia. Like think about it. If you love something, right? You don't just exploit and violate that love. You just want to take care of it. So Indoverse 2030 is a reminder also that like, look, you're doing this thing or some project want to come to our space and if we see it's not aligned with Indonesian core principles, with the Indoverse 2030 principles that will connect everything, then we are not accepting you. In fact, we're gonna show you or educate you or, just live it through our people, through our culture, how it's supposed to be, So that's Indoverse 2030 basically.
But he's connecting the Caribbean style into Indonesia, so.
Also, so it's just a natural thing. It's like I have the understanding of these two cultures because I've been living in Germany for 8 years in a Western culture, and I left my country and it's like I left my roots and I came back here and it's like this. So I understand the discrepancy and then like the way of thinking of Indonesian people and Western people. So that's why I love to be the bridge and connector. I was always to be like, my mom is sitting here. It's always, as a peacemaker, So it's just natural talent, It's perfectly fit.
Can I add there to what Gozian's saying? Instead of looking at our differences, we need to start to pay more attention to what we have in common, right? Because regardless of your culture, regardless of your religion, regardless of what your background may be, at the end of the day, we all eat food, right? We all need roofs over our head. We all want clothes on our back. So these are things that we all have in common. So these can be considered what you may call international standards. We must all be able to agree that certain things need to be available to all of us. From there, we can, take the next steps. And these technologies really allow us to re-establish those kinds of foundations globally.
I love that.
That's the beauty of Indonesia. We're representing this already, but it's kind of like sometimes it's also a message to my people, my friend, my family, Indonesian people to empower. We forget sometimes our core principles that we've been living for many years, ancient wisdoms. So blockchain is actually the one that put it there together, interconnected it together again. It's like
so. Indoverse 2030 is our love letter to Indonesia, and what it says is we are here to help educate around technologies that are going to change people's lives in a fundamental way. We're going to build places to make sure that they're supported. We're going to go out to farmers, make sure their lands are taken care of. We're going to work with them no matter who you are. We're going to show you love, and then we're going to ship it to Dubai and make you 5 times the money.
I also want to add is like whenever I see Indonesian flag, it gives me a feeling that it is a white paper and then Indonesia has the red ink to write history.
Yeah. For sure.
And
we're going to make sure of it.
We are writing it live and you're all writing it with us, right? So when we say we, it's not just we. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of us. And if you're interested in this kind of impact, please reach out, join us. We're always happy to partner with amazing, talented people who are living this kind of life. So moving on to the next
100%.
question. When we imagine the manifestation of everything that we're doing, what does that future look like? What does that Indonesia look like? And I'm going to start with Sabdo again.
Okay, I will be talking about two in the saying of 5 Harvest O and Indoverse itself, okay? The first is for 5 Harvest O. For me, the end of the air project is now. crypto winter, the air project will be gone.
Yeah, the projects that are just fluff.
Yeah, and we will be start with Earth project, real project based on the technology, and we make it simple. Because for me, the farmer doesn't understand about metaverse and anything. They just need, okay, I get the fund, and I doing the plantation, have a good yield, done.
Yeah, they care about feeding their kid.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to bring the simpleness in the technology, and for the Indoverse, in the future, I would like to say like Indonesia will be a leading sector in the digital economic all around the world, and maybe you guys saying this is only a topic in a discussion. No, this is not, because we already moving.
This is live. We're already doing it.
We're already moving. So whatever you are, if you are already in the business of digital economic, believe me, these people will be changed Indonesia regulation for sure. And maybe in next year, we'll be seeing it.
We're writing the regulations as we speak.
We'll be saying
We're in partnership with the government to write the regulations. Through the Ministry of ICT, we're educating every single week
Yes.
for people. And now we're going to educate physically in Bali Blockchain Center in Bali, and then across Indonesia, and then across the world. We're building these projects already. We're already, the harvest for 5 Harvest was already
Yeah, we
done.
have many group of Gapoktan. We also like tribes in Papua. We will have like a mining farm. And so what we were doing is we bring the blockchains in the business sector and the regulation in Indonesia as an Indo-first framework.
Amazing.
And it's already start, right? It's already
Amazing. Yog, would you like to take over, please?
I'm not a number person, but 38.4 million farmers, okay, dependents. You calculate how much of impact we can create. And the one goal for Farmsent always been impact. I have told my team, if you want to give me any KPI sheet, just keep impact and tell me how many people are impacted by that.
I love that, because I always say our only KPI is children fed.
Absolutely.
Children fed.
Say
the
no
more
more.
children we feed, the more impact we have, and the more karma we take away before we pass away from this beautiful little earth.
And these 38 million farmers are feeding worldwide. I'm not looking Indonesia, something very different from the world. It's part of the world. It's feeding the world, right? So luckily, nature has given Indonesia the landscape and the resources. So why not feed the world? Right?
Yeah, and food security is becoming one of the biggest issues across the world. Countries are scared that they're not going to get fed. Indonesia has an award for food security. We have an overabundance of food, and so we're sharing it to other countries. I love that. Okay, so Lisen, could you please describe the beautiful future that Sumati is creating?
Well, as we're building out the facilities in Bali, right, we're building out Sumati Concept Campus, which is going to be the home to the incubator, as well as a research facility, XR Creative Studios, a full house where you can freely express and develop the projects and allow them to come to life, where we're providing the resources as well. So we're building out the kind of like an epicenter, right? This is how we see Indonesia as well, that there's so much talent here, and what we can provide is to help develop that talent through the global network that we also have, and like you mentioned earlier, the resources that we can also bring and bridge in to Indonesia through Sumati Concept and through Indoverse, and also through the strategic partnerships that we do have with the local organizations, not only in Bali, but also around Indonesia. We're also working with government initiative projects between other countries. So bridging these government initiatives between Europe and Indonesia as well is helping to actually implement the projects that also the Indonesian government has set out to do and achieve by 2030. So this is also how our vision is with Sumati Concept.
Amazing.
Right?
So we have 2 minutes left. I just want to take 30 seconds myself and just say, this is how we love to show love to Indonesia and people in general. And this is starting in Indonesia.
Thank you.
And then it's going to be implemented everywhere. I love you. I love you,
Thank
I
you,
love
I
you,
love
I
you.
love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love everything. All right? But this is my love letter to Indonesia. I'm gonna get a t-shirt made. Can you please just tell me what your heart says in the next 30 seconds?
So I think here we're talking about not just technology, but we are speaking about responsible technology. We are not just speaking about the metaverse, but we are speaking about a responsible metaverse, right? And as I say, the technologies within themselves just become the springboards from which we can enrich and enhance lives, right? And so, not so much conversation about the technologies themselves. We can leave that to the tech guys, as we've been in other instances. Now we need to be providing immediate value, right? Immediate
Amazing.
value.
And I know it, your heart wants to say something, Gozian. I can feel it from here.
Yeah, thank you. So thanks for everybody here. Definitely like our guests, our friends from around the world are coming here and love Indonesia that much. I can tell you guys, Indoverse 2030 or our old project is like, imagine, bamboo, right? Bamboo is not shown like
Doesn't
for
grow for a
so
long
many,
time.
so many time, right?
Yeah.
That's what Indonesia right now through the blockchain. You don't see us right now, but in 10 years, we'll be shooting up the stars. Everybody will know us. Everybody will know our talent. Everybody will hire a lot of Indonesian young talent and people, projects, land without violating and exploiting our culture and our core principles, because this the Pancasila means.
Amazing.
And
I just-
Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Look, our slogan is already there. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity and diversity. Like we already it. We just
Amazing.
use blockchain to shoot up to the moon.
Decentralized by nature.
Exactly. Decentralized by nature anyway.
Decentralized
so
by
thank
nature.
you. Thank you. Love you.
I think that should be like a rap song name, Decentralized by Nature or something, right? So I just like to close off. Again, I want to thank Pat Jerry Sambuaga for partnering with us and helping us through this process, and all our friends in the government and all our friends in all the different places. If you're watching this, I know you will watch this. We really appreciate what you do, and thank you guys for listening. And now we're off to build the metaverse and change some lives. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Say the
Thank
word.
you so much. Thank you.